Hey guys, welcome back to another YouTube video, and more accurately, another new year on for this channel for 2026. So after as I said so many times in the past few months on this channel, after the nightmare few months that I've had, not only in this channel but also personally, I'm refreshed and ready for the new for the new year. So in this video, I'm just gonna talk about my plan more in depth about what my plans are for content on this channel for 2026. So let's get into it. So obviously, so the first question I'll be asking is, what the hell is this? Well, I did say in my update video, which was quote unquote the final video for 2025, I kind of lied about that when I did when I did unveil the channel trailer for this year. I did say I kind of lied about that, but deliberately, because I just wanted to give you guys one last little surprise. But for me, but I did say that I would So originally when I started this YouTube channel, obviously it was in my old room. It was when it first started. Then that was lasted until late on in 2021 when this room here was being built. So I had to go away and live with my nan and pop for 5 months. Then came back here. I remember back in the day, I used to do videos in this room before everything was in here, and then I did it up against the wall, just past the shot. I'm not going to show you because obviously I don't want to freaking knock things over and ruin the video. But yeah, then I was at the corner. At the corner. Then then the most recent one where I was on one side of the bed for a while, up until last year. Then I decided time for a bit of a change. So I decided to go this side of the room, and just for something different. And please thumbs up the video if you do like the new setup, if you will here for these videos on the channel. And also about the channel trailer as well. The first time I actually got someone else to help me out with that. I had help with, thanks to me mum and stepdad that helped me out in doing that. So those are the about the setup and the trailer and that sort of stuff. Again, not sorry that I lied a bit about the update video being the last video, which actually wasn't, because it turned out to be a channel trailer. Let's just say it as a New Year's surprise from me, pretty much. And there's plenty of other things from the trailer that I will fully reveal more in detail in this video as well. But so to many of the things I want to talk about, I'm going to do more AFL content. So, and it's going to basically going to start in just under a month's time with AFL Origin, which I cannot wait for. And as of today, it was announced that actually that it's going to be sold out. So 60,000 at Optus Stadium for the first AFL Origin match in pretty much over 20 years, really, since the mid 90s. Then I'll do opening round content. I'll do opening round content. I still can't believe now how much of a joke this actual round is. Now I actually got a game in Melbourne now, so it's just basically a joke now. Also some round one content. I'll do content as well for Good Friday footy, Easter Monday, the whole the Gather round. I can't wait for that as well. The Anzac matches, Anzac Eve and Anzac Day as well. I'll do Indigenous round. That will be the round they'll be covering will be the second one, which I think has Dreamtime at the G, because I don't know. I think something else happened. Yeah, I think at NRL Magic Round. I'll get to that in a bit. I think that happens on the same weekend as the first AFL St Doug Nicholls round, which I can't do. So I will do that. Then of course you got King's Birthday Eve, and then of course the King's Birthday match, as well as all the festivities with the big freeze, obviously for the fight for MND and that as well, and then the big ones, the finals as well, which has the wild card. Which has the wild card this year. I'm still a bit on the fence about whether I like it or not, to be quite honest. But I'll be covering the finals and includes obviously the grand final as well. And I'll also want to do more content around AFLW as well. To be quite honest, including round one and of course finals as well. Rugby league content. Let me pull my laptop here for a second. So for rugby league content, I will be covering NRL in Vegas, which I was going to cover last year, but I forgot to. So we'll do that this year, as well as the remainder of those round one games. I will be doing Magic Round, which has actually been content the last couple of years. For that, it's been quite popular. It's been quite good actually. So I'll continue that again as well. Then you got NRL Indigenous round, which is I think later on in the year. I think if I were to remember rightly, as well. And then of course the NRL finals as well. Also, I want to do more as well. NRLW. I want to watch NRLW more because rugby league has just gone bonkers. Not only with men's but women's rugby league as well. It's just gone bonkers in the last couple of years. Also both men's and women's state of origin I'll also cover content for as well. For the first time, rugby union. Believe it or not, guys, the first sport I actually got into when I was a kid. I got into that when I was about 4 or 5 years of age. Going back to when I might bring it out for a couple of years actually, but I still got I think it was a 2005 Wallabies jersey, which I think my uncle got me when he went to London 20 years ago. I still got that. I actually fitted it. Tried it on, and it still fits. It fits me surprisingly since it's a large, and some of my clothes are not at a large size. So let's just put it that way. Yeah. So I will go get into Super Rugby. We'll go around that with the Super Round, or as I like to call it, the Anzac Super Round, because basically it's on the Anzac weekend, and it's the official opening of the new One New Zealand Stadium in Christchurch as well. So yeah. And then also I'll cover finals for that as well. Even though more and more likely it'll be an all New Zealand affair. Hope not, but anyway. I'll also cover Wallabies games as well, and also other international games as well, as we still continue to count down to the 2027 Rugby World Cup here in Australia, which we cannot wait for that. Then we get to soccer, because it's going to be a big year for soccer, of course, obviously with the FIFA World Cup in the USA, Canada, and Mexico in 2026. Which I'll get to that later as well. So I will cover the A-League men's and women's finals as well. I will cover some of the Premier League news. There's been quite a lot of it over the last month or so with Chelsea getting a new manager. Ruben Amorim got the sack at Manchester United. There's been a lot of news in the Premier League over the last few weeks, and then I'll be covering that as well. It's pretty much, as we now pretty much are in the back end the Premier League season. I still can't believe they're in the second half, entering the second half of the Premier League season as well. I'll be doing especially I will do content for the Premier League surrounding the final day of the season. That depends on if the title race and the relegation fight does go down to the last day, then I will cover that. But if all three, which is looking ever more likely, that the title race and the race for survival are pretty much over. I think last time I checked, I think there's 7 points between 17th and the bottom three, and there's 6 points, of course, covering Arsenal to Manchester City at the top of the table. So there's more and more likely, but who knows what will happen on the final day, and I will cover that as well. There. One thing I will be covering will be the AFL Championship Promotion Playoffs. Why, you may ask? Well, the winner of those playoffs will be the third team promoted to the Premier League next season. So yeah. So I will be covering that as well if beIN Sport do decide to broadcast them. Because I do have beIN Sport Connect as well. Yeah. In my opinion, the second best league in the world after the Premier League. Some people might say La Liga. Some people might say Serie A. Some people might say Ligue 1 in France. But no. For me, the second best league is the Bundesliga. I've been a fan of it for over 10 years. And I will do content on it, the same as the Premier League, more than likely the final day of the season, and then also I'll be doing content on their relegation playoff positions, which is basically it's sort of different it's sort of different to the Premier League, where in the Premier League you got 3 teams, they get relegated, and two automatic promotion teams, and then third, fourth, fifth, and sixth go into a playoff to see who will be the third promoted team up into the Premier League. The Bundesliga is a bit different, where you got 16th, you got 18th and 17th that are automatically relegated, and 16th go into a 2-league relegation playoff against the third place team from the Bundesliga 2, which is their second division. And whoever wins out of that, and if the Bundesliga 2 side wins on aggregate over the 2 legs, they get promoted to the top division, while the Bundesliga team gets the third one to get relegated. But if the Bundesliga team wins, they get to stay. It's so if the Bundesliga team wins the playoff, then it's 2 relegated teams. If the Bundesliga 2 team wins, and it's going to be 3. So a bit confusing, but anyway, one way, shape, or form about that. I will be covering as well the UEFA competitions when they do enter the knockout stages. Of course, with the Champions League, Europa League, and the UEFA Conference League as well. And then also I'll be covering as well Socceroos and Matildas games, especially the Socceroos games as we edge closer to the FIFA World Cup. Then of course cricket. Obviously we just had the Ashes. I will be doing match reviews on them over the course of the rest of the summer, as we prepare for the women's side of things to verse India in all three in the T20 series, the ODI series, and of course the Test match as well. I will be doing content surrounding the Aussie test side. We're not playing. I don't think we play that much Test cricket during the winter. I can remember rightly. I think the only times I think we are playing Test cricket this year is when we're at home, because I think we verse during the winter time. The only I remember as well. The only time we do go away is when we verse South Africa, which is ironically the first Test series since Sandpaper in South Africa since Sandpaper Gate. So that's going to be pretty interesting. And normally things are pretty tame, to be quite honest. When Australia and South Africa play Test cricket here, it's when it gets to South Africa where it because I remember there was some things that were, I remember in 2014 in the third Test there were things that were said, and then obviously in 2018 the what happened there with Sandpaper Gate and that sort of stuff. So those type of things. And it also do updates every now and again about the World Test Championship standings, obviously, and the results from around the world, obviously. I will cover as well one day in T20 international matches, a little bit of those stuff. As we also prepare for another World Cup in 2027. That is the ICC Cricket World Cup in South Africa and Zimbabwe in 2027. It's about this time where the amount of one day international ODI matches just go up and up as well, and also T20 matches as well. Not only international matches, but also international cricket, but also domestic cricket as well here in Australia. I will be Doing, of course, some content for the Big Bash. Obviously, of course, we're in the finals right now. Of course, and then after the Big Bash, obviously, I do content every now and again for the One Day Cup and the Sheffield Shield. And then also I want to do women's content as well through the WBBL and the Women's National Cricket League for the WBBL more than likely next season. I'll do content there, but I might do content for the WNCL maybe for the final. Just maybe, but yeah. And then international domestic matches, of course, these have no introduction. Obviously, the IPL, the CPL, the Pakistan Super League, the T20 Blast, the 100. That's been a huge talking point over the last 6 months. Obviously, with these flood of IPL of owners that own IPL teams are coming in, like have changed, like MI London, which obviously, judging by the name, is owned by the owners that own the Mumbai Indians, the Manchester Super Giants, and obviously Sunrisers Leeds as well. But taking over for both men's and the women's as well. The SA20 tournament, that is also nearing its end as well, with the finals coming very soon as well. Major League Cricket, watched a match or two last season with MLC, and it was actually quite good actually, and I can't wait to see how it goes this year. And also other women's as well. Like I'll do the women's Premier League. That's nearing the second half, nearing the tournament's second half there. Of course, the women's Caribbean Premier League, the women's T20 Blast, and also the 100 for the women's side of things as well. Golf, of course, Live Golf, like. If you were to ask me what sport I struggled to watch as a kid, it was golf. Some people would say probably probably tennis, especially Grand Slam, but it was golf. I mean I just couldn't be bothered to watch about 6, 7, 8 hours of players. Yeah. But Live Golf has really gotten me into loving golf. It's probably because of the fast pace of it that's got me into it. And of course, there's a lot of changes this year. Obviously, it's Live Golf events are now 4-day events instead of 3 days, which is great. So yeah. So I want to do more content around Live Golf, and I want people to get behind Live Golf because it is great. I know it is the evil, it is the like this sort of like the unconventional version of golf that no one likes. But I like it. But I absolutely love it. Did obviously the video a couple of years ago on my thoughts about Live Golf and how I was very positive about it, and I want to do more content on it, and I want people to get behind it this year, especially in 2026, with it being changing to a 4-day events. Basketball, obviously I want to get into the NBA, get into obviously the NBL season is both NBA and NBL are entering its second half, entering close to finals time as well. That's obviously a couple of months away. So I'll cover obviously the play-in tournament for the NBA, then obviously the NBA playoffs, and then the NBA finals when that come around, and then obviously later on in the year when the next season starts, I'll be covering the the Emirates NBA Cup, which is their mid-season tournament. Then the NBL. I did put in Hoops Fest here, but unfortunately that ended the other day, so I was a bit late to the party on that one. But I will do that next year when that comes around as well. But also of course I'll do the NBA finals, so the playing tournament, and then obviously the semi-finals series, and then obviously the big one, the championship series, which is going to be which is going to be an absolute classic, as it usually is. Is with the NBL. Motorsport, obviously, this is going to be a massive year for motorsport. Obviously, first of all, to Australia Motorsport. Obviously, the big one obviously is the Repco Supercars Championship. That's going to be it's going to be a heck of a year. Yes, there is some conjecture about the final system, but I'm warming up to it. I've warmed up to it, to be honest. I actually like it. Yes, I don't like the fact that the best driver on the year doesn't get to win the championship at the end of the year, but to be honest, that's that. So yeah. But obviously I want to cover more of the supercar support categories as well, like of course Super 2, to be honest, guys, it pisses me off that people don't care about Super 2, and they just say, "Oh, I don't give a stuff about Super 2." But really they should, because how did Will Brown, guys like Will Brown, Brock Feeney, Brody Kostecki, Kai Allen, all Cam Waters, Chance Mostert, how did these guys get their opportunities in supercars? Through Super 2. And it's just I just find that so annoying, absolutely annoying, that people don't care about the Super 2 series, because, well, it's for people that we don't know. But if you put those guys in the supercars, you will know about them. So and also you probably said the same thing about Feeney, Brown, Waters, Payne, Allen, and Mostert at some point. When you're in the Dunlop series, when they were in the Dunlop Super 2 series, and now they're stars in supercars. So yeah, that as well. Also, I'll do a bit of others as well, like the V8 Tyre Power V8 Super Utes, the Porsche Carrera Cup Australia Series. I'll cover that I will also cover that as well. I'll do also some content around the Shannon Speed series. Of course, last year that was rebirthed as a GT only, sort of a company, really. So that includes obviously GT. Obviously, that includes their main attraction being the GT World Challenge Australia series. But also I'll be covering the TCR Australia series, as it's unfortunately dying down. They do have plans to revive it, but I don't know where that's going to go from here. To be quite honest, there with that. Others as well, as like the Touring Car Masters. You got the Trico Trans Ams. I love the Trans Ams, especially the thunderous roar of them. I love them to bits as well. And then also not only on bitumen, but also on dirt as well. I'll be covering as well the Australian Rally Championship. As well, and then not only on four wheels, also on two as well. I'll be covering as well the Australian Superbike Championship, the Australian Pro Motocross Championship, and the Australian Supercross Championship as well. I'll be covering as well. As well as international motorsport around the world, as well. Of course, the big ones in Formula One. I'll be covering Formula 2 and Formula 3 as well, especially Formula 3, where we got two, where here in Australia and over across the Dutch and New Zealand, they've got a couple of really good guys in F3 at the moment. Formula E, that a couple of weeks ago had its second round in Mexico. I'll probably will cover that. Cover from round 3 onwards, which is, I think it's at Saudi Arabia this year. So it's Saudi Arabia at Riyadh this year. I think it was in Jeddah. I think I remember last year, but then it's moved back to Riyadh as well. So yeah, I'll cover NASCAR's free series, obviously the Cup Series, the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, or whatever you want to call it. It's a pretty funny name now, and the Truck Series as well. So I will especially cover as well the Cup Series, obviously, with Shane Van Gisbergen, it being in his second season, and also changes to that Cup Series as well, with no playoff system as well. It's just back to the chase for the Cup Series Championship, which was in place before they switched to the playoff system in 2014. I'll also be covering as well the IndyCar Series as well, seeing the likes of Scotty McLaughlin and Scott Dixon. I think he's still around too, and Will Power, obviously moving from Team Penske over to, I think it's Andretti this year. And looking forward to see them battling the likes of Alex Palou, Pato O'Ward, Joseph Newgarden, and so on and so forth, as well as one of the biggest races in the world with the Indy 500 as well. A lot of endurance racing. Another thing you guys don't know about me, as a petrol head, I love endurance racing, and I did seriously love that when I was a kid. So I will be covering the World Endurance Championship, which is going from strength to strength. I know they lost Porsche in the top hypercar class, but they also they gained manufacturer Genesis, aka Hyundai or Hyundai, however you want to call it. But also, you got Toyota trying to find its way back up. Aston Martin in its second season with the Valkyrie. Of course, Alpine won its first World Endurance Championship race. I think it was in Fuji. I remember last year. So, yeah, and then obviously the LMGT3 class, it's going to be stacked as always. So we can't wait for those battles there. Speaking of battles, obviously, we have the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, which kicks off its season, I think not this weekend, but next weekend, with the annual Rolex 24 at Daytona. I think they're doing this weekend the Raw before the 24, I think. Actually, no, it's this weekend, I should say. Correction there. It's this weekend is the Rolex 24 at Daytona. And then the Intercontinental GT Challenge Series, I'll cover that as well, especially in the first round when it's the Bathurst 12-hour. And from looking at the entry list for the 12-hour this year, I cannot wait to watch that. I cannot wait, especially having 30 odd GT3 cars racing around there with the four, and it's not just the usual Mercedes and Ferrari and BMW. No. let's just add we'll add those in as well, and then we'll add a little spice. Now let's just add Ford and Corvette in there too, just to make it a little bit more spicier. But anyway, cannot wait for that for that as well. A lot of two wheel. Not only on bitumen but also on dirt. I will cover the MotoGP classes, MotoGP, Moto2, and Moto3. It's going to be a big year for them, as they've already. I've seen a couple of the new bikes and bike liveries for MotoGP for this year, and they look absolutely wonderful. Especially that Ducati, especially that factory Ducati. It looks nice. I'm glad they brought back the old white stripes on there. Reminds me a bit of when Troy Bayliss raced for them back in the early 2000s. I remember rightly. So yeah. The Superbike, and also the Superbike Championship, as well as they enter a new era. Obviously, Toprak Razgatlioglu, who has won the last two championships, he's gone off to MotoGP. So they'll be crowning a new champion there. Also on dirt as well, we got the Super Motocross World Championships, and that covers obviously the Monster Energy AMA Supercross Championship and the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship, which I'll be covering a lot of that over the course of this year as well. And finally, also I'll be covering as well F1 Academy, which has been a great series, for world class female drivers to really stake a claim with, because obviously the dream one day is to have a female compete in Formula One alongside the men. So yeah. There's also other major events as well on the pipeline as well. Obviously, one that's coming up in a few weeks' time, which is the Milano Cortina Winter Olympic Games, and it's going to be and there's going to be such high hopes on the Aussies. Obviously, a couple of Aussies have gotten gold, either gold or silver or bronze in their respective World Cup, in their respective World Cup events. Obviously, all eyes are going to be on obviously the big superstar himself in Scotty James. Obviously, he's going to be competing in a few weeks, in a week. I think either this week or next week. Competes in the X Games in Aspen, and then goes off to Milan to compete in the Winter Olympics to finally get that gold medal, which has eluded him for the last couple of Winter Olympics as well. And plenty of other Australians as well that are going pretty well. Pretty well in the snow events are going to the winter have massive amounts of form leading into the Winter Olympics. So yeah, and then during that as well, you have the T20 World Cup, the ICC T20 World Cup in India and Sri Lanka, which has caused a lot of controversy. There's been a lot of teams saying, "Oh, we're going to play our matches in Sri Lanka. We don't want to go to India." Yada yada yada. I'm like, shut the hell up. Just play the freaking games, for God's sake. But we'll cover those as well. There will also be a women's T20 World Cup in England and Wales. I'll be covering that as well. Of course, the big event, the FIFA World Cup in the USA, Canada, and Mexico. covering that as well, especially the Socceroos, Socceroos games as well. Another games as well is the Commonwealth Games in Scotland. I'm a bit pissed off about that, considering that our government here in Victoria had basically is paying Scotland the money to host the games, which I'm so pissed off about, to be quite honest. There, but we'll be covering them there. Then obviously there's going to be two NFL games. They're going to be played at the MCG, and I'll be covering them, covering them obviously, when that eventually happens. And finally, speaking about rugby league, the Rugby League World Cup is coming down under here in Australia, and also playing matches as well in Papua New Guinea. So can't wait for that to arise. But yeah, so moving on to some of the series that are either new or are returning. Most of these are returning because I didn't do them in 2025. But I'll be doing them in 2026. So I'll do the Sports Analyzer, which is obviously the equivalent, obviously, to, of course, I used to do that with the AFL. Now I'm going to do that with entire sports, and using the TV, which of course I will be using as always. Sports wrap up. I'll be starting that up probably around the start of March. I'll be starting that up again. Then you got the endurance wrap, which is centered around, of course, the World Endurance Championship, the IMSA Sports Car Championship, and the Intercontinental GT Challenge. Then the North America wrap, which is centered around NASCAR and IndyCar. Then we get to the Formula One and MotoGP. So first on Formula One, you got the F1 Grand Prix Friday wrap, which is centered, which will be me going through all the Friday action from Formula One, F2 and F3. So then you get the same thing. You got the F1 Grand Prix qualifying review, and then you got the Grand Prix race day wrap up, which is everything everything connected with that. And then the same thing as well at BD Bike Practice Friday, which is centered around, obviously, Formula One, MotoGP, Moto2, Moto3, things like obviously also World Superbikes as well, and then Quali Saturday, as well, and then the bike race day wrap up as well. So pretty much the same thing there as well. And then I'll bring back as well Supercars Corner as well, which that series is covering all things supercars, from obviously race previews, race reviews, and even some breaking news if they're massive breaking news, which I'll cover that off and give my opinions on. Then you got a new series. I'll do so the first one is going to be Sports Preview, which is of me previewing what sort of what sports are going to be on that particular weekend. I'll be doing the match reviews for the SA20 finals coming up in a few weeks. Same too for the PSL Same too for the IPL, and same too for the PSL. Not for the PSL, sorry, the CPL, I should say, and also the 100 tournaments as well. And I'll try and do the entire match reviews for the Major League Cricket tournament. I'll try and do that as much as possible. Moving on to gaming. So the resume series, I'll be trying very hard to get these series done. This series as done as possible during the year. The Cricket 22 World Cup, which was supposed to be alongside with the 2023 World Cup. We're in 2026 now, so it's pretty outdated. But I want to get that done as well. The FIFA 23 Women's World Cup, I want to get that done as well. The AFL Evolution 2 Premiership season, that's been going on since 2021, and so I want to get that done. So I can move on to obviously either AFL 23 or AFL 26. So I'll move on to that, and also counts as well the reserves season as well. MotoGP 18, the Andrea Dovizioso season mode. I want to get that done as well as the Cricket 22 Big Bash League as well. Want to get that thing done as well. And then on to new series. I'm going to do a new series that'll be pretty soon. That it won't be as regular as you may think, but I will do. But I will try and do that eventually, and that is that is called BD Sports Gaming, which is basically me talking about sports games and the ones that have been announced, new ones coming out, and what are my thoughts on them, yada yada. So that is what I want to do there. Retrospect, that is a new series where it's basically a retrospective on just basically recreation of famous matches, famous series, famous tournaments in video games. So I want to get that thing done there. If I do get Cricket 26, which I don't have at the moment, but if I do get Cricket 26, which I will, because I've heard it's actually quite good, I will do a commemorative Indian Premier League season. Which what I mean by that is have all 10 teams from currently, which are of course teams like Super Kings, Rajasthan Royals, Mumbai Indians, RCB, yada yada. But also I'm going to also include the teams that are not in it anymore. So teams like the Deccan Chargers, Pune Warriors India, the Gujarat Lions, the Kushi Tuskers as well. So I'll add those 4 teams that are not in it anymore. I won't be doing the Rising Pune Super Giants because the Lucknow Super Giants is basically the same name. So I don't think that's possible. But anyway, but yeah, so that's what I'll be doing. There and with those 4 teams, I'll basically do like sort of a draft sort of thing to basically centered around the teams around the players that did not get picked up in this year's IPL auction. So I'll do that. When I do get FC 26 and then obviously when FC 27 comes out, I want to do a sort of do it like an NBA, because I love the Bundesliga obviously. I want to do a sort of a do my own sort of like an NBA mid-season tournament kind of thing, which I've gotten here called the Bundesliga Cup, which is basically like a mid-season sort of tournament in a way. I want to do something like that, do something like that in a way. Using maybe either using FC26 or either using the new FC27 as that comes out. Gran Turismo 7, I want to finally do a Let's Play. I have not. I've had it for 2 years. I've never touched it. I don't know why. I've just been busy doing it. I know my family, my brother, and my stepdad have played it, and they think it's quite good. So I will play that. Then of course the BD World Sports Games. Which I will try and get off the ground this year with two series, actually, which is basically one which was basically I was going to try and do in Australia last year, but firstly I was going to try and do one go alongside the 2024 alongside the 2024 Olympics in Paris, but that never happened. Then I thought maybe try and do one. Try and do it last year. Do it last year, but that never happened. So I'm going to try and do two of them in one. I'm going to try and do two of them in one. Have one centered around Australia, and then later in the year have one centered around the UK. So it's basically So as I said, the BD World Sports Games is basically a series where it's the Olympics and Commonwealth Games converted into single player gaming. You would have events like in terms of motorsport, rugby, Aussie rules football, and basketball, yada yada yada. So yes, that's what I'm planning on doing with that series. So that's a pretty quick explanation into that as well. Other things I want to talk about, obviously, the Geelong vlog, that's going to be coming out on Thursday. This video will be coming out tomorrow, but the Geelong vlog will come out on Thursday, and I will be going back to Albert Park for the Australian Formula One Grand Prix. I will be bringing out two vlogs in one. The reason being is during the week of the Australian Grand Prix, I will bring out a quick vlog of me at last year's Australian Formula One Grand Prix. During the middle of the week before the weekend gets underway, and then maybe on the Saturday or the Sunday, I might bring out this year's vlog. So yeah, make of that what you will. Bray Talks will be back with more episodes as well, and Bray Box will be returning with a bit of a difference. I'll explain why that is at a later date. But the big news is I said again about the trailer. You might have guessed at the end. You might have seen at the very end. What does BD Sport mean? Well, this is what it means. I have made a Facebook page and an X/Twitter page about which is centered around sports news and opinions. So it's just basically going to be me trying to be a writer a sports writer in a lot of way. trying to dabble in a bit of sports writing, which is you know, like in previews, reviews, and opinions, and that sort of stuff. As well, I was gonna do it last year, but it had trouble getting off. It had trouble getting off the ground. So I am not going to delve into that. So yeah, so excuse me. So yeah, so I'll be delving a lot more into that. I'm going to start that up. Probably to the start of February. So yeah. Finally, I want to reveal the film schedule I had. That's another thing I said in the update video, is I'm going to do actual proper film schedule for this. So yeah. So, and here it is. So, and this doesn't count, you know, any sort of, you know, things in a lot of ways. So yeah. So the first. So firstly, Monday, that will be when the BD Sports Wrap happens. So that's when the BD Sports Wrap, you know, happens on the film when the filming for that happens on the Monday. And then also I'll be doing a gaming video as well. Sometimes the BD the sports wrap up will come out on the day, so on the Monday night. Sometimes maybe late Tuesday morning, early Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, it will vary. So yeah, with that as well. So yeah, and I will do a gaming video. So which is more than likely going to be, you know, either, you know, probably most likely going to be in the Dre David 0 season mode, which I want to get that done straight up, to be quite honest. So yeah, so that's why I want to get that done, you know, straight away. So Tuesday, that is either the first video will either be a BD Sports Analyzer or a Braybox video. Either one of those two, and that will come out and that will probably if it's a Braybox video, more than likely it will come out early Wednesday. But if it's an analyzer, I'll try and get it out on the Tuesday night. But yeah, and then also a Bray Talks video or a gaming video, which is obviously that as well. So yeah. And I said it's a Break Talks video or a gaming video. So if I want to, I could basically have two gaming videos per week. But yeah, so I'll. But that's only down to my choice and my preference, to be quite honest with you there. Wednesday, that will be the BD Sports preview. That will be when that will come out, and then also the Supercars Corner. When there's Supercars week, when there's the Bathurst 1000 weekend, that's when I'll do the preview for that weekend. The preview for a normal race weekend will be on the Thursday. But the Bathurst 1000, since action does start on the Thursday, it will be on the Wednesday. That I'll preview the great race. But if that doesn't happen, I'll probably more than likely will do a Braybox video there as well. So yeah, and then Thursday we got the BD Supercars corner. So that's basically going to be a normal race weekend preview, and also and as well a Thursday review of the Bathurst the action from the Bathurst 1000, and then I'll be doing a gaming video. Mostly, if it's on the Bathurst 1000 weekend, I will not be if it's on the Bathurst 1000 weekend, I will not be I will not be doing a gaming video. But other than that, I will be doing a gaming video on that day. Friday, I'll be doing one. The only time I'll be doing videos either if it's a breaking news or more than likely if it's big events like AFL Gather Round, NRL Magic Round, and all that. I'll be and also Indigenous rounds for AFL and NRL. I'll be doing them on the Friday. Other than that, that's just me recovering for the week. So yeah, and that would be when there's a Supercars weekend. I'll do a Friday review of that there. Gaming video, and then Saturday I'll be doing. So firstly, I'll be doing either a gaming video or a Bray Talks episode. And then I'll be doing a Supercars corner a Saturday review of the weekend of the action there as well. And then Sunday, as usual, it's just going to be Sunday be reviewing the Sunday action on the BD Supercars corner. So yeah, so I want to do some of I just want to get the film schedule back into play here. I've just been doing videos just like that without a schedule for the last couple of years now, and I think my most successful year on YouTube so far was 2023, and that's when I did have that film schedule, if I remember rightly. So hopefully with the film schedule back, hopefully the channel grows again. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for this long preview of the channel in 2026. So like this video, share this to anybody who hasn't watched any of these videos before on the channel on my channel. Comment down below what are you most looking forward to for 2026. I would love to know what it could be. Is it the AFL season, the NRL season? If you're a petrol head, is it Supercars, Formula One, MotoGP, yada yada. I'd love to let you guys know about that. But and one last thing, somewhere down here. Click on the big red button which is labeled subscribe. It really does help me out quite a bit there. And thumbs, as I said at the start of the video, thumbs up for the new setup. Do you guys like it? Do you guys not? I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. But anyway, but until next time, guys, I'll see you guys later.